first of all, you guys, I think I saw the statement from NCAA. You guys came out of this bagging the win as well. But I just want to take you. I hope you could take us through what happened in the last few minutes in that fourth quarter, because the clips look crazy.
Yeah,
What instigated that?
actually, I'm not sure. We had just scored. We're up by 20 points, 3 minutes. We're about to win the game. So obviously, we're not trying to do anything. We have Final Four hopes. Our players know not to do anything. Amores kicked one of our players. I think they got tangled. Then he kicked him clearly. The referee blew their whistle. He got mad. I saw him bump the ref even and was cursing at the refs, wanting to fight the refs. But then, okay, everybody was separated and he was on their bench. I think there may have been somebody from behind the bench, a fan who was maybe heckling or screaming at the Morris. I'm not sure. I couldn't really hear what happened. And then all of a sudden he just charges at our bench, at everybody there. And the rampage, I guess you guys saw the video. That's kind of what happened. So I was obviously caught by surprise. I didn't even think anything like that would happen because I thought he would have been thrown out from the game already before that.
Who was the player that Amores had kicked in the leg?
Chris Flores, because they got entangled and he kicked him. I know the camera spanned away when it happened, but it was clear. The referee saw it. That's why they blew the whistle. But the game was highly physical. They were actually, my players were complaining that they were being hit already way before that with some cheap shots. But of course, we teach them to just take the higher road no matter what, not to retaliate, because we don't want to get any suspensions. And unfortunately, this still happened though.
And in the on cam, it actually saw your reaction. You were doing this gesture for everyone to calm down. But during in the sidelines, when you saw Amores running from across the court, did you see him running? What was going through your mind when that happened?
It was fast. I don't think I was even able to react. Next thing I know, there were punches flying and there's a big scramble. It must have taken all of 2-3 seconds. So I couldn't even react. I to be honest, it was just fast. I guess he wasn't targeting us coaches, that's for sure, because he could have easily punched one of us. But whatever it is, it was just unfortunate because I had some guys who were standing there just trying to make peace and prevent anything from escalating. They got punched with some sucker punches. I mean, even another guy, Oxon, when it was done, he was shoved down, about to get punched, but he was able to move away. So I mean, it's just unfortunate that this happened.
I saw that some of the players, I think it was number 10, number 22, and number 8, who took the direct hit. How are they doing now?
Well, number 10 is okay. I mean, his jersey was ripped apart. I think he also maybe threw a punch or somewhere there. But the other two guys, see Pastoran, he has a big black eye. We're taking him to the hospital. Hopefully it's not a fracture. He thinks there's not a fracture, but it's pretty bad. His eye looks pretty bad. And the other guy, Tane Davis, he has a bit of a concussion. I was feeling dizzy when he got hit, but thankfully he's a tough kid and I think he should be okay. But we're still taking him to the hospital for precautionary measures.
Prior to this match, I read a few times that John Amores had already gone into a few conflicts during preseason, especially with UP. But were you expecting an incident like this to happen at all today?
I was expecting a few cheap shots, physical play, because that's how they play. They're physical. I mean, even in the previous games in the NCAA, they'd get into it. I think Amores also had an unsportsmanlike foul in our previous game. I'm not sure, but I expect the physicality, some dirty, cheap shots, which it's part of basketball. I'm fine with that. But for something like this, to charge at a team's bench, that definitely is not anything I planned. I was ready to rest today, have a nice evening after a win, and all this happens. It's tough. I'm not really sure what to do next, but we just have to regroup and make sure everybody's okay in our team.
Did any of the coaching staff from JRU even approach the other bench or you to say anything?
I saw some coaches actually try to separate it. There was one coach, bald coach, I think Coach Alex. He was really one of the peacemakers. And actually, after a long wait, he actually came up to us and was talking to us. Actually, he's a nice guy. Sabi nga niya na, he was about to tell the coaches to take out Amores from the game before anything else escalates it, because you know you already feel it's kind of getting tense. But then that just happened. So I mean, after he got called for the foul, they wanted to take him out. Siguro, I think that's what the coach Alex was telling me. But at least he was nice enough to approach and talk to me. You know, I respect him for that, and you know it's okay. It's part of the game. I guess it happens. I mean, things like these. But as coaches, you know, it's our job to guide the players really and to make sure these stuff don't happen. You know, isolated incidents are okay, but if they've happened time and time again, then you know we have to find ways to help these players, because maybe they just need our help.
Was there any opportunity for John Amores to reach out to the players after the match, or did you have the chance to talk to him?
No, I don't think so, and quite frankly, I don't expect it to happen. I heard JRU left right away. They didn't even change. They left the venue. I'm sure whatever it is, they'll probably handle things in house. I don't want to speculate on anything, but as of now, I don't think there's been any apology made to any of our players, and you know, I don't really expect any, to be honest.
Mhm. You know, as a coach and as the mentor of Benilde as well, I'm sure the dugout, it was all in shock. But what was the parting words that you gave to your team?
Well, you know, in a way, I told them respect them for kind of keeping their emotions in check. You know, I mean, obviously, some guys were not able to hold themselves back, but for the most part, everybody, you know, guys got punched because they didn't want to fight. They didn't want to fight because they know we're out here trying to win basketball games. I need them on the floor, not being suspended. You know, people may say, "Oh, you're cowards for not fighting." No, it takes a lot more respect and then more manliness, or whatever you call it, to hold back and, you know, not go like that, because you want to cheap shot people. That doesn't make you more of a man, right? So I respect my players for focusing or understanding what's at stake. You know, if all my team went there and ganged up and went for a brawl, it easily could have escalated even more. But nobody really from the bench jumped out there and fought, right? So you know, it's I'm happy in a way that they were able to control, but you know, it is what it is. We just prayed for you know, our guys who were hurt, and pray for the other team. Bless them, bless the other team also. You know, hopefully they become better out of this.
And yes, and hopefully the players that you had that got into that incident are okay too after this. Moving forward, has NCAA reached out to you or Benilde regarding the situation? Will there be any penalties that'll happen after this?
Not yet, but I am expecting some penalties, maybe some heavy penalties. Whatever it is on our side, we probably try to appeal it, because again, we were just sitting on our bench and we see somebody charging at you. You expect maybe some self-defense, right? I mean, you can't just stand there and put your hands down. So it's tough, but I leave it up to the NCAA, and hopefully they come up with a fair decision and a reasonable one. And I hope they are able to talk to all of us and hear our side. You know, I'm sure they have their side also, whatever it is. So you know.
You know, as a coach and a mentor, I'd actually like to ask you, you know, if you had the chance, because you mentioned earlier, some players just need to be guided. If you had a chance to even talk to John, what do you think would be the best thing to say to him?
Well, to be honest, I'm not sure, but it seems like he has a lot of anger probably inside. Just ask him, you know, and you have to understand people, what they've been through in their lives. They may have had a tough time growing up, and that's why they're like that. So maybe just some understanding and give them a bit more love and guidance, and you know, to play the right way, because you know, I mean, he's probably a nice guy, but the way he plays basketball, he's unfortunately he has had quite a few incidents where he's a bit physical and borderline and gets a bit overboard. So maybe try to tone that down, because you know, we just want to play basketball. We're here for them, trying to make a living, trying to get their scholarships, trying to maybe play in the pros one day. And you don't want to see these. You know, you just want to be good basketball players.